We're live. Hello, everyone, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for tuning into the Siren Speak Show with your girl, Siren. Hello, y'all. Oh, my word. Okay. How are you guys doing? Let me take my step counter off because I ain't going to be stepping. How are you guys doing, y'all? Thank you to everyone who tuned into the building and give the video a big old fat thumbs up. All right, because I really, truly appreciate you. Today, we're going to be talking about some things that are blocking your blessings, okay? First things first, failure to protect yourself and remove low vibrations. So, string-a-ling-a-ling. Let's clear it all out, right? So we're going to talk about some things that are blocking your blessings, you guys, because a lot of us are trying to move forward, but we just can't seem to, and we just don't know what it is that is going on. So we definitely want to see what it is that we can do to get through these times that we are all experiencing, y'all. Shout out to America and all that she's going through, all right? All of the attempts on America and on the attempts of the people of America, okay? So let's get straight to the point, you guys, all right? There are some things that we can just stop doing or some things that we can start doing to really help blessings to flow to us, okay? A lot easier. So these are just some ways that you can remove the static that may be around you, okay? Stopping you, hindering you, or slowing you down from getting where it is that you need to go or being where it is that you need to be or feeling the way that you want to feel, whatever it may be for you, okay? So let's talk about first things first, okay? Gossiping. Okay, gossiping is the lower form. It's kind of like black magic. Okay, why? Because it is a lower form of energy. So, of course, speaking and enlightening and inspiring and motivating is one form of conversing. Okay, but gossiping is a lower form. All right, so it's a darker, I don't want to say darker, but I just want to say it's a lower form. Okay. Just think about the intent of gossiping, you know, spreading something that's not true or conversing in regards to something that's not true, something that is low vibrational, okay, something that is rather, you know, painful to someone else, the attempt to, you know, project someone else's misfortunes or talking about other people's misfortune. I always say, if you can't help somebody, okay, if you can't do something to change their situation, what you should be conversing about is what can you do to help that person? You know what I'm saying? So unless you're happy or celebrating that this person is having a misfortune experience. So instead of, you know, speaking or gossiping about things that are just low vibrational, you guys, okay, even if you listen and like you like, oh, I don't be the one spreading people business, but I sit there and take it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the one who robbed the bank, but I'm the one who was outside with the getaway car. You know, that's kind of like how it is. You're still partaking in the events, right? I wasn't the one who shot them and killed them, but I was the one who hired them. You know, so you're just as guilty in some way, shape, or form. You are an accomplice to the crime, okay? So gossiping, you guys, is something that we definitely want to pull away from. If something is true or untrue, regardless of what it is, we know what a low form of conversing is. We know what gossiping is. We know when we're engaged in gossiping or when we're just having a true and genuine and sincere conversation. We know. All right. Another thing we want to stop doing, you guys, is hyper focusing on something, okay, and complaining. And I want to shout out to, how do I say it? Annie the Alchemist, okay, for this beautiful and wonderful list. Okay, shout out to Annie the Alchemist. All right, you guys can follow at Annie the Alchemist on IG, I believe it is, where she put up some great and inspirational things. Okay, so you see that instead of gossiping or instead of taking someone's stuff and plagiarizing it, you want to celebrate people and recognize people. Okay, it's very easy and it's not hard. Just like when it comes to this video, hitting that thumbs up. Okay, very easy and it's not hard. All right, so yeah, hyper focusing and complaining. So when something goes wrong versus all that is going right. Okay, so the first thing I hear people say when something great happens to them is, "Ooh, won't he do it?" Okay, or "Ain't God good?" or "Look at God." You know, sometimes when something crazy happens to you, God is just as good. Okay. Won't he do it? You got to start praising the celebration and the recognizing of the higher force all the time, even in the midst. Just think about if you on your way to work and your tire blow out and you just screaming, won't he do it? Ain't God good? Ain't God good? Because see, you may think, oh, I have a flat tire. Why would I be celebrating that? Child, you probably was scheduled for an accident 3 lights up. Okay. If you would have been there, you were probably going to be a part of a major accident that could have towed you up or took you out. So you got to start recognizing the good, okay, and the glory in the all in the creator, regardless of your situation, right? Stop complaining because God put even obstacles in your way so that you can create a way to win, okay? So when something goes wrong, right, we want to stop complaining. We want to stop, feeling like you're the victim of a situation. Please take yourself out of victim mentality. Okay, stop always trying to be the victim in your own story. Write yourself in as the victor and find a way to celebrate, okay, your win. Another thing we need to stop doing is holding on to relationships that give you a bare minimum. Listen, I don't care if you my mother, cousin, sister, brother, uncle, auntie, grandma, father. I don't care who you are. You could be my child. The relationship is going to be very much so like this. I used to be the person that would give to people just because they're my family. I would give them my services. I would give them my advice. I would give them everything I had in me. And I had to learn the hard way that gets you nowhere. People will just take from you, okay, and take and take and take as much as you have to give, and you get nothing in return. Okay, so you got to make sure that you're giving yourself and your energy and your time to people who are investing just as much in you in return. Okay, otherwise you will live in regret. Now, I don't look at my situation as regret. I learned a lesson from it. Okay, I learned a major, major, major lesson from that experience. So I don't allow people just because you're family, according to the third dimension, you're my family. That doesn't give you the right. Okay, I used to let family members come to my seminars for free. No. That doesn't give you a seat at my seminar just because you are family. This is a business that I am running. Okay, this is a business. I'm not giving none of this away for free. This is a business. Now, you want me to babysit your kids or something? Okay, but as far as this is my business, right? I used to do hair back in the day. I stopped doing hair because my family was running all their kids over to me for school. Okay, I'd be day after day after day during back to school time, prom time, graduation time. Okay, I have nieces and relatives that I did their hair faithfully back in the day. They won't even pick up the phone to call and say happy birthday. Okay, hey, how you doing? Hey, I care if you're okay. You get none of that. That's why I say it doesn't matter if people are family. That doesn't give them a right to your energy. That doesn't give them access to you. Okay? Now, if somebody proves themselves and they just so happen to be a family member, like, yeah, this person here, every time I call them, they're there. They pick up the phone. They help me out. Every time I need them for something, they're always there. And they just so happen to be a family member, then yes, of course. Okay, but you guys know those ones that you're constantly bending over backwards for, and they do absolutely nothing in return for you. Although those ones that are so envious of you and whatever it is you may have going on, and they will do anything to try to destroy or tear down whatever it is that you're building. You have to be very careful, and you got to stop allowing relatives, okay, to step into your arena where they don't belong or when they don't belong. Okay, this also falls into all type of relationships, friendships. Okay, just because you knew Keita since y'all was in third grade, that does not give Keita access to you. Okay, it doesn't matter. Just because you watch my kids, when you weren't working for them 2 years, like I paid you, or there was some other sort of agreement, right? You got to stop giving people access to you just because. And I'm talking even when it comes to your own kids. All right. They need to vibrate towards being around you, being with you, and all of that. Otherwise, your own kids will play a vampiric role in your life. And I'm talking grown kids. I'm not talking babies and little kids, but I'm talking once your kids are grown, still feeling obligated to take care of them, still feeling obligated to be responsible for their day in and day out, still feeling obligated to make sure they have a roof over their head. Okay. That type of stuff right there. Next, you guys, a lack of boundaries, okay, that respect you, your time, okay. I think that's something that a lot of us tend to fall short on, is having those boundaries, because sometimes we give the people that we're dating the okay to cross that line. If something upsets you, if something triggers you, just because somebody is, a significant other, it doesn't give them the right. I think we need to first develop healthy boundaries with ourselves to say, hey, I will not choose someone who disrespects me, who calls me out of my name, who doesn't care for me, who cheats on me, who, curse me out. Like, we got to be the first one to create healthy boundaries for ourselves. Okay. When you create a healthy boundary for yourself, you're not going to do things that are going to cause some sort of bad response. Okay. You're not going to surround yourself with people that who are going to trigger you or disrespect you or eat you alive. Okay. A lot of you seen the movie Sinners. Okay. Majority of you have already opened the door. A lot of you have let them in on so many different levels. And this is where you need to take your power back. This is where you need to create that boundary, because that line was already drawn. It's just you allowed them to step over it again and again and again. Okay. To the point where they don't even care. They done stepped over that line so much, it's not even there to them. So we definitely need to create healthy boundaries, you guys. Start with yourself, okay? I know I'm not going to experience that, because I'm not going to allow that type of person in my energy to even access me. Right? This is where I told you family, friends, and significant others play a major role with who it is that you allow in your energy, who it is that you give access to you. Okay. Another thing we need to do, okay, is an unorganized space. If something is unorganized, if it's all over the place, honey, how can you expect great energy to flow to you? You guys definitely need to tune into feng shui. Okay, you definitely need to tune into the placement because of items within your home, within your environment, whether it's your car, okay, if it's your purse, right? If it's your bedroom, your office, whatever it is, you guys need to make sure that you create some sort of feng shui so that you can create a healthy environment, right? Clean it up. If it don't belong on the floor, don't put it on the floor, and don't walk past it. Don't step over it when you know it doesn't belong on the floor. Do today, okay, what you can do today. Don't put it off for tomorrow. Get used to staying on top of yourself, staying on top of your environment, staying on top of who you are. All right. When it comes to your love life, being very organized, okay, when it comes to your love life, for those of you who, have checked into my other channels, or my Patreon, you guys know I do promote, if you're single, you're single. You're not married. So of course you should date. You should have fun. You should get out there and see what you like and find out what you don't like. Okay. That's a great way to develop healthy boundaries when you're single, is by seeing what you like and what you don't like. And if you don't like something, then don't go for that again. Okay. That's how you can create a healthy boundary. I'm not going to deal with that type of person again. The minute I see a red flag that lets me know that he's this type of person, that's it. Or she's this type of person, that's it. You're ready to cut them off. Okay. So your cutoff game needs to be really, really, really strong. Organizing your space, you guys, organizing even your wallet. Okay. I used to tell people, I used to teach you guys back in the day how to organize your wallet. You don't want to keep any outdated receipts. Okay. If a receipt is over 30 days old, you already know. Get it out of your wallet. You want to keep things that draw new money to you or that represents money around you. If a credit card has expired or a debit card has expired, don't leave it in your wallet. If a gym membership, if you got a card to a gym membership or a grocery store or whatever it is, you want anything in your purse that represents money. Now, if you have a card for Kroger, let's say, or your local grocery store, that's a discount card. That saves you money. So, of course, that's something you want inside of your wallet. Okay. You don't want to throw that away because that represents money that you're going to save. Okay, so you want to keep things like that in your wallet. You definitely want to keep your credit card. If your credit card is over the limit, take it out your wallet. Take it out of your wallet. Put that thing in a dresser until you get it under its limit where there's money available for you to use. Okay. Don't keep any papers or anything outside of money. Take it out of your wallet. Okay. You want anything that represents money to you in your wallet. Everything else, you want to put that wherever else it could go. Okay. Find a little pouch for it or something, whatever it is that you need to do. But you definitely want to take anything that represents debt, especially, out of your wallet. Okay. Now, if there's a credit card, and I don't consider a credit card debt. I consider it debt when you know that that thing is past due, about to be charged off. You know what I'm saying? When it's in a bad status, okay, then I'm like, okay, yeah, get that card out of your wallet. But for as long as it's in a good status and there's still money on there that you can use, honey, yes, keep that in your wallet. I don't see that as debt. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me pull this little strand that is just working my nerves. Okay, hold on. Let me put it right here so I can toss this for later. Or let me just toss it now. Let's do today. Yes. Period. Why put off for tomorrow or later what you can do today, baby? Period. Okay. So yeah. Cleaning out that card, that wallet, you guys. You want things that represent money up and through. Okay. Keep you a couple of coins in there and some dollars up and through. For those of you who purchased my moon boxes, you guys should have a $2 bill. You guys should have the gold dollar coin. You guys should have a genuine 1940s silver dime. Okay, I used to give y'all some stuff, honey. That thing is worth money to this day. Okay, that thing is valuable now. Like, it's a dime that you could sell right now for $25. Seriously. So yeah. Organize your space, okay? Organize your wallet, organize your purse, organize your room, organize your life, right? Next, what else that is blocking your blessings? Not shedding old patterns and behaviors that keep you stuck. Okay, getting rid of all of those old patterns, old things you used to do, old belief systems. Okay. I know when it comes to me, I used to do certain workouts when I would go to the gym. And granted, they worked very well. Okay. They toned the back of my legs like it was nobody's business. I did that for years. Okay. But it's to the point now where it no longer really works. It doesn't give me, I don't get that from it anymore because it's just become redundant. So I had to change my workout pattern. Now I'm doing, different types of workouts and working out different parts of my body. Right. And, that's something that you guys may have to switch up a routine wherever it is in your life that you need to switch up. Maybe you used to take the same way home. Try a different route. Okay. Maybe you go to the same grocery stores. I used to be like that. I used to like to go to the same grocery stores because I knew where everything was, right? I knew everything, where everything was. So I would walk in that store and boop, 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 and I'm out. Okay. But going to a different grocery store, you can run into different people. You can run into different products. I've seen where grocery stores sell different products. One thing you might find at one store, you might not find it at another store, even though it's the same chain of grocery stores. Okay. So yeah, just, finding a new route, you guys, a new way of doing something in your life. This changing your hair, right? Changing your nails, changing your style of dress. All right. Maybe changing what it is that you want in life, what it is that you value in life, changing the way that you eat, changing some of your habits, whatever it may be, you guys, you want to change it up just a little bit. If you know that what you have been doing thus far still haven't gotten you where it is that you need to go, then switch it up. Find some areas in your life that you need to switch things up or that you can switch things up. So, you can see some results, you guys. Engaging with complainers and critics. Oh God, people who criticize everything you do, any little and every little thing that you do. Sometimes there are people, I remember I had certain supervisors when I was working that they would just sit around and wait for me to make mistakes. Like, it was just like, oh, another one. Okay. Hey, like, oh my God, not good morning. How you doing? Not none of that. Hey, yeah, remember you didn't dot the I right here. Right here, you didn't dot the I. Okay. And it's like, well, you dotted. The time you spent waiting to find me to tell me about it. You could have simply just dot the I and kept things moving. But these people are just mere complainers, okay? They're critics. They just love to criticize everything that anyone does incorrectly, okay, or improperly. That makes their little day, okay? That tickles their funny. And sometimes I would specifically do things just to, wait to see, just to mess with them, because I'm like, I'm gonna tire your out. You're gonna be running to me every 5 minutes because I'm gonna keep messing up stuff, okay? I'm gonna keep you busy since you're bored and need something to do. Right. But yeah, so listening to a lot of complainers and critics, when people do that, you guys, you got to know this is where your cutoff game is going to come in. OK, when you have to say, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just not going to sit here and listen to this all day. Enough is enough. OK, we need to have a conversation that's going to increase, our success for tomorrow. This ain't getting neither one of us nowhere. Right. I do recall when I had an acquaintance back in the day, and, when I did inform this person of that, we stopped speaking. That was it. She didn't really care to talk to me, and I didn't really care to hear no more complaining anyway. And, it is what it is. So, these people may fall off or fall back. OK. Exactly. Let them. It doesn't matter. Okay. Do whatever it is that you need to do. But you need to make sure that you stop engaging with people who complain or who criticize things all the time. You know how you be like, oh, girl, did you see Keita new car? She got that little yellow Honda. Oh, girl. I would not spend my money on a yellow car. Ain't nothing cute about it. It's like, but that's why it's Keita's car. It's not your car. Keita got what she wanted. She didn't get what you want. And they find something to complain about, something to criticize, to say, girl, that's a 2019. Who gonna get a 2019 anyway? You in an Uber. Okay. Like, these people will find any and everything to complain about. They will never, want to congratulate someone. So just be very careful with surrounding yourself with people like this, because it can and will drain you. All right. Talking negatively to yourself. Okay. The way I realized I used to talk negatively, about myself, and I used to say things like, when people would give me a compliment, I was the type of person that I would counter at that compliment and say something bad about myself. I noticed I used to do that. I was like, wow. People would be like, oh my God, like, your hair looks so pretty. And I would be like, oh, child, this old synthetic blend wig, honey. I noticed that I would do that about myself. No, but it looks nice on you. Girl, it would have looked nice if it was new. Girl, I done had this about 6 months, honey. Things like that. I noticed that I used to do that. People would give me a compliment and I would degrade myself right there in front of these people. And I end up catching myself. I did. I catch myself and I stopped doing it. I'm like, hey, if somebody say you sexy, take it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. If somebody say your hair is pretty, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I would sometimes return a compliment if I could. I would sometimes return a compliment. But yeah, I stopped, talking down on myself, you guys. I noticed that was something that I was doing, and I understand why it is that I was doing it. I had to do a lot of shadow work, and that's what showed me that I was doing that, and it showed me why I was doing that. So the need to do, some healing on yourself will be a reason as to why you can find out why do you do the things that you do. Some people say, I love myself, but then you're in relationships or you're in connection with people that are dogging this out of you. And I don't mean like, just cheating on you. I'm talking just dog walking you all together. Okay. But that's not self-love. Self-love is not where you're going to choose people who, are not vibrating to your highest good. So when I tell people you need to deal with self-love, a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand it. I don't care. I don't understand. First of all, you work in a job that you hate. Why torture yourself? Why don't you go get a job that you love? I don't get it. And then you applying for the jobs. It's not like the job's calling you saying, listen, you need to report here tomorrow. You are going for the job, a job that you hate. Why not go for a job that you love? Right? So we're going to look into the message. Okay, we're going to get the message from Spirit. Okay, let's see if we can put this thing here up. All right, so we're going to look at the message, you guys, from Spirit. Okay. Again, shout out to Annie the Alchemist. Okay. For those great suggestions on things that we can do to unblock our blessings or things that we are doing. Okay. To block our blessings. Now, you know, okay. Knowing is half the battle, honey. The first card comes up, you guys, is a card that says balance. Okay. Maintain balance in all areas of your life. This is love. This is home. This is work. This is shadow work. Okay. A lot of you are putting more into one basket than you are the other, and your life is feeling out of balance and causing a little bit of chaos and conflict. Okay. You need to focus on what it is that you want, you guys, and balance yourself on whatever it is that you need to do to get that. Okay. You have to be in alignment. Put whatever you want in this bowl and whatever you need to do to get it in this bowl. Okay. That way you have more likely of a chance to receive it, you guys. But if you're putting in what you want, but you're not doing anything, then this is going to be unbalanced. Okay. So a lot of you are not seeing results in your life because you're out of balance. You're not in alignment with that which you desire. Okay. So you must work on whatever you need to do to balance yourself so that you can receive what it is that you want. Okay. The next message, you guys, is compassion. It says, show compassion towards yourself and others. Y'all need to take it easy on yourself. One thing I'm going to say is, okay, like, for example, when it came to me, right? And I would have to do certain fasts, okay? And detoxing and things of that nature. And I always used to think, oh my God, you know, I want to do a 30-day fast. You know, I always want to do the most. Okay, when you don't have to. Doing a 30-day fast and a 3-hour fast is exactly the same. You're looking at the time and you're seeing a difference, but it's the discipline. It's the need to discipline yourself. So it's not me doing a 30-day fast, because I could do a 30-day fast and then it'll be done and over with, but then I get back to the same unhealthy and unclean habits. Okay, so this is like having compassion on yourself so that you can find out what it is that you really need. Okay, you can understand things about yourself. You have to let yourself mess up. Do not expect yourself to get it right the first time. Okay, let yourself make mistakes, because the only way to grow and to learn is to make mistakes. Okay, if you never get anything wrong or make any mistakes, then you don't grow. You stay somebody who's just, and then next thing you know, top level becomes mediocre. Right? Because you're not seeing any growth. You're just there. So it's like when you fall and you work your way back up, you appreciate being up because you know what it takes to get there. But if you just up there just to be up there, you don't really get to grow. So show compassion, okay, towards yourself when you are trying to reach whatever level it is you're trying to reach. Take it easy on yourself and work your way up. Don't try to do things overnight. Don't try to set goals that you know you can't obtain. It is okay to set a $50 savings goal for the month. That's okay. We got to stop saying, oh, I'm going to do a 500. I'm going to do when you know damn well you're not going to be able to do that. And I'm not saying you're not, but I'm saying if for those of us who know, okay, I know I can't, don't put that extra pressure on yourself. Have compassion for yourself to set realistic goals. Okay, that's how you're going to grow. Gratitude is the next card coming up. Practice gratitude daily to attract more blessings. Let me tell you something. How many of y'all, as soon as you wake up, who think I'm up? It's another day. Okay. How many of y'all are even grateful to be waking up? Like before you get to brush your teeth, before you get to even yawn. Okay. How many of you, as soon as you open your eyes, you're just in an energy of gratitude? Like, whoo, I'm up. Like, oh my God, thank God I'm up. I am really up. Like, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm up. Okay, so yeah, you guys, finding more ways to have gratitude in your life. When you get in your car and you got gas in it, whoo, hallelujah. Okay, when you walk in and you come up on a dime, have gratitude. We have to find more ways to incorporate gratitude in our life on a day-to-day basis. The fact that you can open the refrigerator and that cold air come out, whoo, lights on, I'm grateful. Okay, it doesn't mean that you only could be grateful when you get something new. You have to be grateful with things that you already have. So every day, find something, y'all, all day to just remain grateful for. And this is how you will align with more blessings, because the universe is going to say, hey, she or he's in the energy of gratitude right now. We got to keep, send more things for them to be grateful for. So definitely continue to maintain that attitude of gratitude, okay? And lastly, Spirit says wisdom, okay? Seek wisdom and learn from every situation. This is where the compassion comes in, y'all. Seek wisdom and learn from every situation, okay? Be compassionate with yourself. Take it easy on yourself, y'all. You don't have to get it right the first time. You're going to learn from your mistakes, right? That's what it is. So a mistake is actually a blessing. It's actually an opportunity for you to grow, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Siren Speak Show with the girl Siren, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.